and welcome to the Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning's Quality Rated Nutrition video series. These videos are brought to you by the Georgia Department of Early Care and Learning, Dole Packaged Foods, and Healthy Kids Georgia. My name is Jennifer Popadiuk, and I am the Nutrition Project Manager at the department. First off, I would like to thank you for being here with us today. As childcare providers, we know that one of the most challenging parts of your day is lunchtime. From trying to keep meals to a reasonable cost, following the Child and Adult Care Food Program guidelines, to dealing with picky eaters, lunchtime can contain a variety of different obstacles. Today, we hope to offer you some solutions with a variety of easy-to-make, healthy recipes that will satisfy all of the children in your care. The recipes we provide today are so simple that they can easily be made for 6 or 206 children. To show you proper cooking techniques with fruits and vegetables and our exciting recipes, we have special guest Chef Holly Chute. Chef Holly is the former governor's chef and is currently the senior Georgia Grown executive chef. Thank you for being here with us today, Chef Holly.
Thank you for having me, Jennifer. I'm happy to be here, and you mentioned that providing lunches can be a problem for some of the providers. What are some of the problems that they come across?
Absolutely. While I've been at DECAL, I've visited many child care centers, and I've had the opportunity to speak with these nutritionists about the obstacles. Some of the things they've mentioned are lack of prep time, very small kitchen sizes, amount of children to cook for, picky eaters, as well as following CACFP guidelines.
Okay, well, the recipes that we're doing today will help you. They're easy prep. They can be made for 6 to 206, and I'll show you a couple of techniques of how to adapt for those accommodations.
Okay, excellent. What recipes are we going to be making today?
We're going to make a super veggie wrap today.
Wonderful.
It's colorful and nutritious. We're going to start off with some olive oil.
Okay.
And we're going to need some bell pepper and some onion, and these are both Dole products.
Wonderful. Now I noticed you chopping these up. I'm sure we have a lot of providers out there who probably don't have a lot of time if they're preparing these for 206 children. Do you have any suggestions on how they may be able to speed this up?
Absolutely. All these vegetables are perfectly fine to do in a food processor. And I'm sure if they're accustomed to preparing for 200 people that they have a food processor in their kitchen.
Okay, that's a wonderful suggestion. Thank you for that.
So it's real easy to just dice our onion in small dice. And we're going to de-seed the pepper and do small dice with that as well.
Great, that looks super easy for our providers. I'm sure that they could handle that.
Okay, so we're going to take our olive oil, and we're not going to let this pan get too hot because you don't want to burn it. Now the peppers,
we have some measured here for us.
And then Dole has provided us with a shortcut too. These are pre-shredded carrots. We're going to add them and the zucchini and the onion. We're going to cook these for a couple of minutes. And then we're going to add in the spinach. I've got some that's already prepared to this point, so the vegetables are already cooked. We're going to add in our spinach and a little bit of black pepper. And all you need to do is wilt down the spinach so it's just barely cooked. Keeps all the nutrition in it.
Again, thinking about how we can alter this for anybody who's prepping for larger amounts of children. Do you have any suggestions on what they would do at this step? Maybe just a bigger wok or anything like that?
I'm sure they're used to cooking in large pans. They have commercial size equipment that you could just adapt to. And spinach comes pre-washed, so it's an easy ingredient to work with.
Great, those are all good things to know.
Okay, we're going to take our whole wheat wrap.
Whole wheat's very important. All that fiber is very good for the children, helps their digestion.
And we're going to add a little bit of low-fat cream cheese that we're going to spread over our wrap. And then we're going to take our vegetables, and you can substitute if you use red peppers or yellow peppers. You can add yellow squash.
Yeah, these are definitely really versatile, and you can work with the foods that are in season in Georgia, which I think is really wonderful. Maybe get some things from some local farmers markets, different things like that to keep prices down as well.
Absolutely, and you know, you can incorporate bringing in a farmer to talk to the kids about the vegetables that are going to be in their lunch that day, too, and keep it interesting. So that's it. You just have to roll it up, and then we're going to slice it in half. And you can see all the colors inside.
Beautiful.
Here, Jennifer, why don't you try this and tell me what you think?
Thank you so much. I would love to. That's delicious, Holly. I think that even the pickiest of children would love to eat this wrap.
Absolutely, and the colors that they see in it, it's going to make it more appealing to them as well.
Definitely. One thing I would like to point out to all our childcare providers out there is that this wrap, the wrap is going to count as a grain component for CACFP, and all of those vegetables in there are going to be your vegetable component. So the only other thing you would need to add to this to make this a complete meal would be a fruit. Your Dole fruit cups would be great, or some fresh fruit. Their bananas or pineapples are wonderful. As well as a meat or meat alternate, so something like cheese, beans, or yogurt. And then a glass of skim or low-fat milk, and that meal is complete. So I think what we have to do here is just finish up and clean up this mess that we've made, and we have one more amazing recipe to show you in just a minute. Joining us back here. Chef Holly, what's our second recipe that we're going to be preparing today?
We're going to make some pineapple chicken skewers.
Sounds great. Let's get started.
And we're going to start off with some Dole pineapple. The chunks are already made. We're going to drain off the pineapple juice from them. We're going to add some teriyaki sauce to that, a little bit of mustard, and we're going to whisk that together, and that's our marinade. The chicken is going to need to marinate for 20 minutes. So we've got chicken chunks here that we're going to put in the marinade. And they need to marinate at least 20 minutes, but it can be more if you can't get back to it right away. Okay, so in an interest of time, we've got some chicken that's already marinated. We've got some skewers that have been soaked in water so that they don't burn. And we're going to skewer the chicken. And we've got some Dole peppers and some potatoes that have been parboiled because they take longer to cook than everything else. And you want to make sure that you have, is it 2 ounces of chicken that we need to do?
1.5 to 2 ounces of chicken,
okay.
To make sure this is going to be a CACFP reimbursable meal, absolutely. For the vegetables, we need a 1/2 cup serving. That will include your bell peppers and your potatoes. You will also need a 1/2 cup of pineapple for a CACFP reimbursable meal.
Okay, so we get all that stuff skewered on our kebab, and then we're going to put that on the grill.
Excellent. Looks great. Now, Holly, since we are talking about preparing this for more than just a few children, what would you suggest providers do if they don't necessarily have the time to put this on a skewer for, say, 206 children?
Okay, if they're used to cooking for that many people, I'm sure they have commercial size pans, and they can just put all these components onto a roasting pan and do it in the oven and just serve it off the skewer.
Okay, perfect. So they don't even need a grill top to do this. They can just do that right in the oven.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
And here's our finished product.
Looks beautiful. I think any kid would enjoy this with all that color, the sweetness of the pineapple, as well as the peppers. This is perfect. You're also going to want to make sure that you add in a grain, preferably a whole grain, such as maybe some whole wheat toast or some whole wheat crackers, as well as your low fat or skim milk for the children. Again, just to make this a complete meal that's reimbursable by CACFP standards. So I wanted to thank you so much for being with us today, Holly. This has been a wonderful experience. I think these kebabs look phenomenal. That veggie wrap that we made earlier was incredible. And I think these would be a fan favorite among any children that tried these.
Well, great. I'm sure they'll love them, and I hope that we have helped some of the providers in some shortcuts.
Well, thank you to all our providers for watching this video today, and join us for our next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.